So now here is agriSYMS, which is agricultural systems. So this is our first step as edusyms getting into the agricultural sector, apart from having agriculture as a subject that's offered on edusyms platform by schools that have that in their curriculum. Also, our other step into the agricultural sector was with Kushinga Pikelela College in Zimbabwe, where they are still running a trial of the edusyms platform to use it for that university's learner management and other things that come with it. Now, with this platform, the agriSYMS, we placed mainly the focus in two things, which is to connect the farmers and to connect them to the kitchens, meaning connecting the kitchens to the farm. That's what we are trying to do here. Now, the platform, it allows you to order online for delivery or for pickup at a nearby farm, and also it allows you to share or to order using WhatsApp. When you place an order, it will be sent to WhatsApp as well. So there is a storefront for the platform, and there is an admin part of it that helps farmers to do a few things. So we thought of introducing technology to agriculture in terms of just simple things that we don't really think could be necessary, and that is to try and make what we call on-demand agriculture. Now, the platform, firstly, it allows you to do a few things like adding a field to the platform. This is fields that you can use for an agricultural project. You can add that to the platform to say, I've got this particular field in my yard. So you go to the platform, you search for that address, you find it on the map, then you can geofence it, or you can create your polygon shape around it, and that becomes a geofenced area that you can now use for farming purposes. Now, what do you then do after geofencing an area? You are now able to get the weather, which is accurate in terms of agricultural processes. So there is more attention paid into this application in terms of giving weather that is specific to that particular location. Hence, we have this connection with this API that allows us to pick this. I was having a code, it's creeping in again. Right. So it allows you to take these coordinates from the points you've dropped on the map and give you weather that is specific to that particular location using those GPS coordinates. So that's how we have worked around the API to bring you this technology that helps you get accurate weather, because in terms of farming, and as I will take you through about this initiative and the brains behind it, you see that it's important that we equip farmers who are on this platform with access to such metrics that they need to be successful in their farming project. Sometimes I always argue with my wife when we check the weather, and says Pretoria is like this, but at our house we've got different weather altogether. But now when you use this kind of an approach, you get the specific weather that helps you make the right decision. Now, when you geotag those fields, you are also able to start adding notes onto these fields, and these notes that you're adding to the fields, for example, you would want to take note of a bug or a pest that you noticed in the field. So whether you're having your mobile device, which is a GPS location, you can simply take a picture and upload it. At the same time, also mark that point where you found it. And by doing that, you also have an option of sharing that discovery of yours with the community of farmers who are using the platform, where they can respond and they can react, and they can send you comments as well to the notes that you would have shared around your farm. So you can also use the same function in terms of saying fertilizer, because the system, when you geotag this particular piece of land, it also gives you the size of that land. Something that is very difficult to do when you go and measure like physically on the land. So in this case, you're actually able to measure your piece of land and plan your inputs to say, I will use so much fertilizer. And when you do that, you create a schedule to say, I'm going to use fertilizer. Then when the fertilizer is used up, you then say, okay, now I've done the fertilizer. So it's easier to have the community that is farming around working together towards one goal of quality products that come from all these farms. Now, when you share on that platform, if it's a pandemic that is coming into the agricultural sector, people are quickly able to check, oh, you are like 5 kilometers away from my farm, so I can actually try and wisen up and prepare myself for this danger. Or it's something that I know about, I can actually respond and help out the next person. So we are creating community power by making the daily process that people go through in their small little areas available to a wider community that can be able to share around that. So in today's presentation, I am going to be taking you through the platform from point A to point Z, and also some of the features that we listed here when I put out this pricing. So we're going to talk about, say, for example, you are able to sell online, you're able to manage fields, tracking expenses, and scouting and notes, that's the notes I was talking about, and to do the weather reports. You're also able to tag your products with allergens, because you're now going to be able to access a wider market of people that are going to buy your end product. So you might need to have in your storefront where you display to say, okay, this product has these allergens or other extra attributes as well. Now, the platform and this technology, the way we did it is that we don't want farmers to have the problem of trying to work around e-commerce and all of that. So they focus mainly on what they do the best, and they get their own custom domain to serve their storefront. Meaning that when you're saving the storefront, yes, it is hosted with us, and we are helping you do the nitty-gritty of the dirty work of the screwdrivers and the grease. At the same time, you have your own domain, which you can use for SEO and marketing and all other things that will be saving the platform's storefront, which storefront that you manage from the admin side. Oh, you also get to have quite different payment gateways that you can use with the platform. I always get a question about integration. Can you integrate the platform with all of that? So yes, you can get also webhooks, and you also get to have a print note. Print note is that function that now allows you to have certain triggers on the system that say, if I receive an order, please print out this order at the printer in the kitchen, and also print out in the printer at the security so that the security can allow access. Also print out at the printer in the office so that there can be a copy file, or send this to these emails and all of that. So print note helps you with that. Now, tracking delivery, it works in a point where you now have drivers that are now appointed within your entity. And now these drivers, they are able to deliver, and you can track them in real time up to the time they deliver, and allowing the client to even confirm. So you are able to even use the GPS on the device of the clients. Then they can notice how the delivery is coming through. So there are a few questions that we also answer in terms of how does it work. A few things like, can you sell online? So we actually try to answer a little bit in detail about some of the questions that you might have. So from this homepage, you can come and find quite a lot of information, of which I'm going to go through with you. So now, say you're a farmer, you have just come to the platform, this is your first time. What is it that you can do to join the platform? So first things first, who can I use in the attendees to join the platform? Whose details can we use here? Mr. Tinashe, can we use your details? All right. Can you confirm if you can hear me so that I know I'm with you, and also if you have questions so far? That are needed for a farmer to join the platform. Firstly, it's just the name or the company name, an email address, and a telephone number. So just those three, they can get you started with the platform. So let's start here. I was asking if someone can just drop in the group. You can drop your details then I can use them to create an account that you can also log in and get to experience the platform after this session as well. So if there's anyone who's interested, you can drop your contacts in the platform. I can use those to create a user that we can use for this session today, and also give you an experience of what users will go through as they create or as they join the platform. Okay, you can send that in the meantime. Right, so there is a button on the top right corner that allows you to log in. Now, when you are logging into the platform, you would need a username and email for you to log in the platform. Right. So when a farmer logs into the platform, this is where they get to. They get to see their farm, their location, a map. It always comes in either a satellite imagery, which they can choose to view the terrain as well, and also they can opt to see the satellite imagery in that case. So you have two options of how you can view the map of your location on your homepage. Yes, I got his details now. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm quickly going to create an account using his details, so we can start from the very top, because I want you to have that experience as you are starting. Now, the company name, you said NAFCOG. Okay. So now what's like in this case, to say we just need the company name. So we are going to put here the company name, which is NAFCOG. Then he's going to need his email address in the following field, which is over here. Then we need to type in the telephone number, which is 83 978 1853. Now, once you agree to the terms of service, which is basically the privacy policy and how we handle the information, basic things, terms and conditions are available. You can take your time to read them and all that. You then click on sign up. So doing that, that's it. You have actually registered your farm to join agriSYMS. So Mr. Sponello, welcome to agriSYMS, and your farm is now live. It takes just a click or just a few seconds to have your farm up and running on the platform. So here it will preview the small little form where you can either make changes if you made some errors in the first form. Otherwise, you can click on save to confirm that this information is perfect, and then the farm can be registered on the platform. Now, once the farm is registered on the platform, you will receive a confirmation. As you can see, thanks for registering. Please check your email for login information. So now you need to check in your login where the login information has been sent to you. You can share a screenshot, Mr. Sponello, to Mr. M or to me or in the group, so that we can then be able to log in with your details. You can then change the password once you have logged in perfectly later on at your own time in your own space. You can then change the password. But yes, you are registered and you are now on the platform. Logins have been sent to your Yahoo email, and you will be able to start functioning on the platform. Here on the dashboard, I'm going to go through the menus that are here and the functions that are here, so that you understand what our thinking was in coming up with this approach. Now, firstly, the dashboard has a few indicators. There are orders. There's an indicator for orders. So it shows you in the last 30 days, how many orders did you handle in the last 30 days. Then it also shows you the sales volume for the previous 30 days, and also the expenses for that period. And it also shows you how many views did your store get. So you have a business, you have a shop that is live on the platform, and you are able to get these insights to say how many views did my shop get within the past 30 days. So if you need to work on your search engine optimization, you can actually go down to try and figure out how can you get more views coming to the platform. So this is here about these views and these indicators. So these 4 boxes will always be there, and as we now have put our foot in the industry, we welcome quite a lot of input to say, please display something like this, we'll work on it and make it happen. Now on your top right, you have a link written business and with your username on the other end. Now if you click on your username, it gives you options to go to your profile where you can manage quite a few things around your profile, or you can just log out of the platform. And if you click on business, it then takes you to open up your business, which is your storefront. Now your storefront, this is where you are going to be selling from. So you can have a farm and you can have your own banners. The storefront is completely white labeled with your brand. So with the storefront, you can also use your own domain to the storefront. So we can configure that, and I will go through that as we proceed. Now here is the storefront. So it shows us the categories that are available in your store, and also you can flip through these categories to see what is it that they're selling, or the fresh fruit, or whatever categories you have. So different farmers farm different things. Then here you also have access to the hours of operation, to say up to what time are we open, and also you have access to their address, where you can simply click on the address, then it will take you directly to Google, where you can actually navigate from there. So over here we put an option for you to call the farmer to get the number directly, and also an option for you to go to your cart. So we made it quite simple. It's pick and pay. It's pick, choose, and check out, and you're out of it. We didn't want to complicate a lot of things here. We made it quite simple. Now over here, you have the name of the farm displayed, which could be your logo or the name of the farm. So when users click on it, it will open up more info about the farm. And the more information you're getting about this farm is that most clients, they will just want to know what's going on in this farm. So you can actually go and read some reviews that would have been made. And for you to make a review, you should have been a customer. You should have bought something from this farm. Then you're able to put in your review. So if there are reviews, it will help customers quite a lot in terms of deciding if they want to buy from you or not. So there is more info from this homepage that clients can get from your storefront. Now, moving on, if say a client is interested in getting some of your produce, the platform, it works in quite amazing ways. Now, for example, I'm going to order, say, some apples, and I choose, say, maybe I need 10 of them. So it's either I can input or I can just use the arrows to increment it. Then I can add to cart. So the moment you add to cart, instantly it shows you the total and what is there, and an option for you to check out. You can then add other items if you want to. It will allow you to say I'm adding also 10 grapes, and I add to cart. Now, the good thing about what we are doing here is that we are actually interfacing with a platform that is allowing us to select the stock as it is configured by the farmer themselves. So there is no other shop that put up these products. I'm going to show you how the farmers will be able to load these products for themselves. So if you are farming whatever crop or avocados or grapes, you are able to load them, get the nice pictures you can get, and upload them, put in nice descriptions, explain as much as you can so people can actually understand your produce, and explain in a way that helps you to also give support to your clients at the end of the day. Now, when this order is placed here, it has an option for these clients to also send this order to the WhatsApp number of the farmer that is registered on the platform. So one of the requirements of you registering is that register with a number that you can use for WhatsApp purposes, so that you can be able to start receiving orders using WhatsApp. Now, when an order is placed on the platform, it goes to the store. So now I'm going to check out on the few products that I've selected from this store. And as I'm checking out, I've got options that I can choose. Number one, do I want delivery or do I want to pick up? So if I want delivery, then I can be able to choose a time where they can deliver, to say I want my delivery to be at this particular time. So the farm does input their shifts and their slots and their intervals where they can deliver, depending whether they have drivers or they are using a network of drivers. Now I can choose a time when to deliver the order, and over here, if I put an address that is correct, the system is configured with an API that allows us to connect and get the actual address that you would want to get the product delivered to. So that will also help if there's a driver who's available to pick up your order. They'll be able to know where to go and get an estimation and of how much that will cost and all of that. So it's important that clients input their actual address in the correct format. And like for example, you put a street name, comma, and going on and on like that. Then once you input your address, you can then select your delivery area, which will be set on the platform by the farmer. If the delivery areas are set, say we've got an area called Geotag, and there's a flat fee for that, which is like $250, it will then use that flat fee. However, we can use what we call the Geotag API that allows you to then start charging the way Uber operates. So if you have those drivers, we can implement the Geotag API that allows you to now start charging them in the same way that Uber operates. But I'll show you as we go ahead. Now, I'll choose the delivery area for this particular order to say it's Geotag. So it shows you the price. So if you are in that area, you know how much it's going to cost you for you to get the order. So over here, I'm going to add the name of the client. Okay, so it's Lava. So in this case, as a client that I've added on the system, they can add their telephone number so that in case we want to contact you, we can also be able to contact you and also have this telephone number as part of the order. So you can add a comment to say, please, when you get to the gate, there are dogs, just don't walk in, so you can, it could be anything that you say here at any time. Now, once you're done, if there's a coupon that you have around the order, you might have a coupon. The system allows you to use a coupon system. You can input your coupon in there and apply to get some discounts. Payment methods, in the meantime, we've only enabled the cash or the card terminal. So you can select depending on the farmer. If the farmer takes cards online and all of that, you can choose all those other forms of payment. Once done, agree to the terms and conditions and place order. Now, this process, you can do it quite well, especially if you're using a mobile device. It works wonders for you to place the order. And the moment it's placed, as you can hear now, the order is ringing right now to say that there is an order. So it rings by the farmer to say that there is an order. You hear that? So when the order rings by the farmer, preferably the farmer is going to have a device or a computer by their farm which will be logged in, ready to receive all these orders. So this could be the computer in the packing house which rings a bell when an order comes through. Then they can pack their produce ready for pickup or for delivery. Now, if they need to assign this order to a driver, they can easily decide to say, oh, no, this order I'm assigning it to a driver, or this order I'm going to assign it for delivery, or for pickup, it's going to be at this particular time, so I can prepare the order. The moment they accept this order, we're going to go through that just now. Now, from this page, we have a button written Send Order on WhatsApp. So click on that button to send this order on WhatsApp. The system will prompt you to open your WhatsApp. So if you are on your mobile device, it will open up your WhatsApp. If you are on a computer, it will open either the WhatsApp that's installed on a desktop or the session of WhatsApp that you have signed in, say for example, or on that computer or the device that you're using. So the WhatsApp that is going to come as the WhatsApp of your order. I've just forwarded it to the group quickly, so you can log in, you can check in that WhatsApp group can see that WhatsApp that I've forwarded them. So it's actually the same order that we have placed, but now the difference that this order is just that it's now on WhatsApp. So a user can go back to viewing the farm that they were buying from. They want to buy again or whatever the case may be. But the order now is where we're going to touch on. So the order that's been placed, it has now gone to the back office, which is now at the farm. Now on the farm, we have live orders. So this menu of live orders, this is where you're going to receive your orders from. So here you can see there's order 626, which has just been created. So you can now you can see how much this order costs. And if you look at that, it actually gives you the cost minus the delivery fee, right? Because you said yes, a delivery, but it will give you the cost of what you are only going to be paying for. So when you're viewing the order, here it is, it's showing you quite a lot of information, and you can also reply via WhatsApp to the order with a status. Like for example, you input your responses into the platform to say thank you for your order has reached our store. So you can quickly just click on that and say send WhatsApp. So it will again send the WhatsApp to the client to say yes, your order has been received. Thank you so much. This is where we are with the order. And you've got an option to add to that template as you're sending. So you can add more info to that WhatsApp message that you would want to send. Then once you're satisfied, you can then click on send the WhatsApp message. Now, coming to the order, there are a few things you can do with this order. Firstly, you can also print this bill to have a printout of this order. So when you print out, you can actually export it as a PDF document. If you just want to have a PDF version of it, or share it, or whatever, or you can actually print the receipt or print the invoice to the printer directly from your device that you are using. Now, this is all coming from the back office. So here is the order. It says this is the farm information, and it gives you also the order information. And it now comes, if there is a comment that was made, there is comment, and the total of the order and what it costs to deliver. So the payment method selected is COD, and the payment status is unpaid. And so here, what the farmer is going to do, they're going to accept the order. When they click on accept the order, the system is going to prompt them to say, so how much time do you need? Client, when the farmer receives the order, they're going to choose the amount of time it will take them to prepare this order. So you will know that if I'm going to the field to get some cabbages, maybe it's a 5-minute walk, and probably in 10-15 minutes I'm done with the order. So I'll be ready in 20 minutes. Then I save that as the time that the order will be ready. So this is very helpful because it helps the communication between the client to know what time will the order be ready. And then it will also help in terms of the buyer to be able to know, or the delivery man to be able to know what time should I go and pick up that order. So that's how simple it is for farmers to order and to receive the orders, for buyers to order and farmers to get and accept these orders. Now, the moment you accept an order, it then changes the status from to say it has two options where you can accept or reject the order. The orders page. You also have got quick links. Say for example, you just want to accept orders from here. You can simply just click on accept and order and choose the time to prepare, and you save. So it then changes the status of the order, and the order is accepted, and the packing house can start packing and preparing whatever they have to prepare. Now, when an order is prepared and is now ready out for delivery, they can now change the status again from prepared now to something else which is now delivered. When either the order is picked up or it has been delivered, the status can then change now that the order is now been closed and it is in the last status of being delivered. So we are able to start tracking these orders to say where is an order, and where did we get stuck with the order. Now, the same orders that we are going through, as you see, the clients were able to place an order at ease, and the farm can receive the order. At the same time, we have a status history of the order. that shows us what happened with this order and at what time and who did that. Then at the same time, you can also change the status at the bottom of the order by simply clicking on that button. It gives you an option to go to the next step. So it's actually a no-brainer that just allows you to do basic functions, and it helps you automate some of these things that you might be doing manually. At the same time, it's empowering because you are working from one platform that allows you to log in from any device as long as you've got internet access, and allows your customers to also place the orders via WhatsApp. They select them seeing the pictures on the website, and when they place the order, and it also goes onto your WhatsApp, and it also goes to your SMS inbox. Now, these orders, as they're coming here, they're coming because here on the system, on our business, you went on to create a business version of your farm on the platform. Now, this business version of your farm that you've created on the platform, you have access to editing the name of the farm. If you change the name of your farm, you can say, now my farm is now called this, and you can put a description of your farm, try to talk to the clients, and also you add the address of the farm, the contact number for the farm, and you choose options of how people get products from you. So you can say, I've got a particular free delivery that I also run, and you can choose to disable ordering from your farm. If it's a point where you are not taking orders, your business stock take or something, you can just choose to say, at this time, I am not taking any orders. Moving forward, you also have an option to put in a minimum order value. The minimum order value is to say no one can order anything less than 100 Rand, or no one can order anything less than this amount, so that you don't have people that order things that you won't be able to deliver, right? So in other instances, you'd find that the minimum order for delivery is 450 Rand. So your minimum order, you can then set it to that amount so that you don't have issues when it comes to fulfilling those orders that clients would have placed. Now, there is what it says average order prepare time in minutes. So if you are to prepare this order when you accept it, what will be the average time that it takes you to prepare this order? This gives an indication on the storefront to the clients that it will take you approximately this time to make this order ready and available. So that also helps the drivers that might be available to pick up those orders to know how much time it can take them to get to you, and also how much time it's going to take you to prepare this particular order. Now, you also are able to set the slots between the delivery and the pickup slots. So if an order is placed now, you can say my intervals are 5 minutes, meaning that if someone is coming to buy and book a slot for collection, I don't want to crowd my farm, I want to have structured things. Then I would want you to order and can have 5-minute slots or 10-minute slots or 30 minutes depending on how you operate. So you can also change your currency depending on your location, depending on where you are selling from. You can change that currency. Now you can also add your WhatsApp number. Now if you add this WhatsApp number, that means the platform is now able to communicate using WhatsApp with that number. So if an order is placed, you can receive it on WhatsApp, and clients can communicate with you, sending orders to you also via WhatsApp. So you can also add a cover page for your farm. You create your own, get a designer, put a nice cover page, and also add logos, one for the light version, one for the dark version, and also add a farm image, which is going to work as your icon for your farm, or as a logo that people see when they preview more information about your farm. Now, you can also add working hours, how you work around, to say we start from 6 and to 10 on Mondays and Tuesdays, so clients know that the shop is open or we cannot go and pick up today, but the system allows you to place these orders out of these times. Then you can choose a time that is available for collection, meaning you can order 24/7, but there will be certain times where you can pick up or where a delivery can be made, which are now these working hours that you're inputting here. So that will also report on the storefront that that's what is happening. Then the location, it's important to add your location your map of your location of your farm. So you can actually choose where your farm is on this map, and you've got options to see. You want to see a satellite imagery, and you go and you drop in the pin exactly where your farm is. So if my farm is over here, I'm going to drop my pin to say this is where my farm is. And when people come to my farm, that's the address they're going to get, and that's how they can navigate and get to my farm. So I drop the pin on the map to show that this is my farm on my store. Now, in the very same store, we have also added access to different apps. For example, you can enable the issue of having attributes on your menu like allergens. You can also configure your tax. If you are a tax-paying business, you can allow the system to charge VAT, or you can remove it. I spoke a little bit earlier about what we call the track.com. So the track.com, they provide API access for tracking deliveries, just like the way Uber functions. So they've got an amazing API that I saw it's important to try and implement in this, because it will allow clients to even receive orders in terms of where you might even want to link the delivery with your swiping machine and all of that. So that functionality is already here, and also managing a fleet of vehicles and tracking those vehicles in real time. Okay, let me just keep this meeting alive, and also allow them to order the clients to see the driver as they come to them. So you can get an API and add to the platform, then your instance will start functioning in that manner. Now, if you have a custom domain, what I mentioned earlier, you can add your custom domain where you want clients to type in www.boaf and .co.za to come to your store. So you can add your custom domain by yourself. If you change the domain, you just come and change it here. Then your store will have a new domain where it can get orders delivered to. I just not getting audio from any one of you. Let me just check. Okay, is fine. Now, you also have access to Google Translate. So if your clientele is speaking a particular language, Google has now translated quite a lot of languages. So you can use Google to translate the whole site, and it will be served in that particular language. So create a content in English, then Google will help us translate it to any other language. So it's up to you to show that Google Translate on the homepage of your store. And also, you can add a manager, a store manager. Once you add an email address here to say this is the manager of the store, and this particular person, you have also added them to the system as a staff member. The system will then know that this person with this email address is the manager of the store. They will be copied in quite a lot of correspondences and a lot of notifications as things are happening on the system. Now, here it also gives you an option to set to say enable ordering after working times of the store, and also show the date picker if the store is open. So if the store is closed, you can still order even if the store is closed, but the order can be scheduled for the times when the store is then open. So we make that option to allow that to happen, because some farmers, they would say, I don't want to receive any orders if I'm not open. I only want to get orders when I'm open, then I know I can deal with them. Now, so you have that option to choose to say, should you be taking orders, yes or no? Then the print node, I typed on the print node. The print node is where it allows you now, I gave examples to say you can actually print a receipt or an order confirmation either in the kitchen, the other one in the dining area, the other one by the security post, the other one by the office, or wherever it's supposed to be printed. So these notifications can be saying order received, or we accept the order, or whatever. You can set all these things to say, I want to be having this trigger of a printout coming to this particular location. So here you can have quite a lot of locations linked up to the system using different printer IDs, and where they are, they will be able to receive those notifications. Now, you have the statuses that you can also configure, the ones that the WhatsApp will be replying using, and you can also select when you're sending out WhatsApp. So you can also do that. Then we added a theme switcher for the front end. Say, for example, we have a default theme for the front end, and should you wish that you want to have a different feel and look of your front end, you can have give you a new theme altogether, where we can then be able to come and select your newly activated themes. So we've got the default theme, and we also added another elegant template to the themes. So you can change for yourself, and the moment you make that change, let me just show you quickly. Let me just close there so that you see what happens with that. So we're trying to give you more functionality in terms of having something that can be white labeled in a few clicks to your brand so that you can reach out. So if you change the theme, the store also changes the theme based on what you've selected. So this is another theme of how the store would look like. So you've got options. We can now add more options, more other themes that you can use. The cart looks different. The categories are laid out in a different way, and everything will just be looking so different. So you have that power within you as a farmer to have access to e-commerce like you've never had before. So those are some of the apps that we have integrated with and that we have linked up for you to have ease of access as you are working through with the system. You can set a specific time zone for your platform to work properly. So you could be from East Africa, or you could be from West Africa, or you could be from China. So you need to have your correct time zone so that ordering and everything else works properly. Now, this is about the orders. Now, going down to the real work that happens, there is, of course, the drivers that you can add who can be picking up these orders as they order, they receive notifications. So you can have a couple of drivers that you have, and these drivers, they can see their earnings. You can edit them to say this week this is how much I made, and in a month and previously, and all of that. They can see all that information. So you have access to all of this from one side, and also you can choose to deactivate certain drivers to say these drivers, they're no longer active on the platform, so they won't be delivering your orders. Now you have expenses, a report that shows you the expenses, and you can also add expenses. You can add categories of these expenses and add vendors, that is your suppliers, people that buy from. Then whenever you make a purchase, you can actually link that purchase with the vendor, and it helps you to get those financial reports that I'll show you as we progress. Now, the main cream of what the system does, there is this fields functionality where it allows now to say, as we are now going to be empowering farmers to do some farming, a farmer who have arable land, and to have this arable land, you need to be having tools that can help you manage this land. Now, this tool that we have, it helps you to geotag the land that you want to be farming on. So in this instance, I'm going to demonstrate by adding a new field altogether to the platform. So there is a green button saying add new field. If you click on that button, it gives you now the map where you can now start drawing a polygon. So I advise that go for the full screen of the map so that you can actually see perfectly your area and geofence it properly, and zoom in as much as you can to see exactly the field you'd want to geofence. So that will help you in terms of actually marking the boundaries correctly. So there is this piece of land which is here. You click on wherever where there is a demarcation. As you click, you can start moving, following that demarcation up to the end, and you can say this demarcation, it goes like up to somewhere here, and you follow through. There are no limits as to how many stops you can have. You can actually be geofencing this area in any manner you want. You can have 100 clicks of different spots that you can have with the platform. Once you have reached the final point, you simply double click and it geotags, and then move out of the full screen and give this field a name. So you went on to create a field, you now need to name the field. So this field, I'm going to call it soya beans. That's where I'm going to be doing my soya beans. Then you can select the type of crop that you are doing there. So we have put different types of crops. So you can actually choose here to say which type of bean you want to add. We can add more types of crops and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing my soybeans, and I'll click on save. Once you do that, that field has been captured on the system, and the location of it has been marked, and now you can be able to get things around that field. Like in this instance, you can now see it on the map that, oh, that is the field that I just marked. And if I click on it, I will now get things like the weather, which is specific to this particular field. So the weather that I'm getting here is the weather forecast, showing me the temperature, the minimum and the maximum. It shows me the humidity, the cloud cover, the pressure and the wind. You can get a detailed forecast again from this field if, say, you want to have an in-depth forecast now of what is going on. So you can actually go deeper with it, go like to a 5-day forecast, flowing with the weather of that particular area. You can choose to view it actually on full screen also. To say, I can see nicely, I want to see it on full screen. So you can opt to view it in a full screen, that weather. Now, on the fields that you have, there are 3 dots that give you a menu if you just want to remove the field. But if you notice that the display of the fields, they carry the size of the field. Like the portion I just marked is 1.62 hectares. So this is important because you now are able to just mark the field and get the size of that field, which helps you in terms of planning to say how much fertilizer will I need to put in this field if it's 1.62 hectares. And also you have access to the weather, so you know which days you need irrigation or which days the moisture is going to be good or is going to be permissible for you. Because you can see here we've got 36% humidity, and on Friday it's going to be like 56%, up to 63 as we progress, and there is going to be like 70 whatever percent as we go. So you have these insights that you can get from it. Now, the other important thing is the notes feature that we have on the field. Now that you have added these fields to the system, you can now start managing them using the notes and using the same map again. Now I'm going to show you how you're going to add these notes. So here you click on add a note to the field that you have. So it's going to give you an option to upload a picture. It will always come with a placeholder of an image that is there, but otherwise you can upload a picture to say for example, I like the grasshoppers, so I'm just going to get a picture of a grasshopper that I can use. And so these images, this could be images that you are taking in your field as you are going around, and you notice something, you're like, oh wow, this is unusual. Why is this in my field? You can take a picture of it and upload it to the platform. And I've noticed that there is this grasshopper. It's a different type, but I've never seen it before. It could be a pandemic or something. So you can add a title. I saw a lava grasshopper. So you can ask a question, is it safe, you know? And what you are doing here, you're just taking a note of what you've seen. Now you need to classify what kind of a note are you taking. This note, is it a pest, is it a harvest, or is it fertilizer needed in a particular area? So this is a pest clearly. And then the status of this note, what is the status? I've just reported it, I've just noticed it now. Then which field did you see this pest? Then you can then choose the field that you saw the pest. I saw it by the soybeans. That's the soybeans field that we just started now. That's where I saw this pest. So now you can assign it to a particular staff member. So you have staff, you have farm staff that you know that so and so is dedicated to working in this particular field. So you can choose the particular employee that has to handle this problem. Now, once you do that, the system will actually pick up your location. If you are on site, it will automatically pick up where your location is. And when it picks up your location, it's always centered to your location. So if you are logged in on your mobile device, preferably, and you are in the field and you take a picture, it then geotags that photo with its actual location and place it on the map. So now, if you want, you can also input the address manually or the coordinates and find them directly on the map. So this will help you to get information about this current occurrence that is happening on your farm. Now, there's an option for you to make this public. Now, when you make this public, is that we have other farmers who are on the network who are using the platform. So we gave each and every one of them a page where they can make public their comments and their notes of what is going on in their fields. And this page, it will allow them to receive feedback and inputs from other farmers and the like across the board. So now you see we have a note on the larva grasshopper that we have added. Now, when I click on that note on the left, it then opens up more information on the right. Now, the more info that is being opened up is that picture of that note to say, this is what I saw, and also the status and a little writing that I would have put at the description to say, is it safe or whatever I'm asking there. And then it shows who created this note or who saw this, and now it also assigns it to a particular employee. Now, like I said, we made a page for your public comments. So if you click on public comments, the platform will then allow you to then view your dedicated page for your comments. So in this dedicated page for your comments, users can actually come through and maybe you are enjoying your harvest, you decided to share that I've got this harvest, they can come and like it, and people can actually be angry about it. They can express themselves around your post. Some, they can actually choose to show this place on map so that you can see exactly where is this happening. And if it's close by, I might need to go and protect my own farm because there's a pandemic that is coming up. Now, at the same time, they can tweet these comments, send it to Twitter and reach a wider audience, or they can actually comment on it to say, no, it is safe. It is safe. They can do that and submit a comment. And by doing this, you are giving access to a knowledge bank of people like what we have in the platform who are interested in helping each other to say, okay, I will just help this guy and give them the feedback that they need. So users can use any of these social media platforms to comment. I use the API of Discuss for comments and expressions so that it can help us with the platform. There is that, and why not use it? So here it is. You can get to have these notes and published publicly on the platform where users can actually share information around them. So that is the notes part of the system. You also have the stuff where we typed around quickly to say you can now add staff members, so you can add more staff members as you can, and you can also log in as a particular staff member, see what the staff member sees when they're logged in, and if they need help, you can actually support your own staff with that. You also have got the weather, where you can now view in detail each and every field. You just simply need to click on it. It will open up that particular field. So you see that, oh, this is the weather of that field. And if I choose that soybeans that we just made, I can also see this is the weather for that particular field of soybeans. Now, from your side, you've got an option to also manage your packages as a user of the platform. So a farmer has got an option either to be a light farmer or to be a master farmer with the full features of the platform, or they can have some limited features. So it's either you switch to what you want to have on the platform. You can switch either to be a light farmer or to be a master farmer on the platform. Then also you can add your delivery areas. Most important for you to add those areas if you are going to be doing deliveries. It allows that cost to be factored in on checkout. So if you have flat fees for certain areas, you can just add them onto the platform. Otherwise, you can use a DTrack API. Then you can start charging them based on the kilometers that they've done, and that goes with the drivers, which we are still also trying to see how best we are going to implement that part. Now, you also have access to the finances. It's important that we give them this tool that tracks their expenditure and tracks things that they're doing on the system in terms of how much money they've used, how much they've spent, and how much they've received. So you have had about 11 orders, and the total was about 1.860, and this is your net. If there's VAT and if there's a platform fee, like here I just made an illustration to say if a farmer is to be charged a certain commission for using the platform or a certain flat fee, they will also be able to see that all these are the funding charges that are coming on to their use of the platform. Now over here, it shows you the net including VAT and also the delivery cost. So you can actually be able to get these stats, and you get all these reports, all this info in digital transactions, where you can open one by one these orders and see what is going on. And you can see this was a delivery COD order, this was a pay fast order, and this was a card, this was a whatever. You can also see what's going on with all these orders from your finances side. Then you can also create these coupons. Important, because you need to run a campaign on Google to entice people to come to your shop, like probably you're running a Father's Day, so you can say 35% discount. So that's how you can stay in the digital world, in the e-commerce world, having these kinds of things that you can use to enhance the experience there. So there it is. You can create a coupon that can be used, and it can be either a percentage or it can be a certain price. So when you're creating these coupons, you're choosing to say, this coupon, is it going to be a price, or is it going to be fixed, or is it going to be a certain percentage? Let's say it's like 5% or 10%. Then once you're done, you just update that and you're sorted. Finally is the share feature, where you can download a QR code to share your own menu of your farm store. So this QR code, you can add it to print material, you can add it to branded cards. People will just scan that QR code, it then takes them directly to your front end or to your storefront. So this is the platform. In and out here, you've got access to support, where you can open a ticket directly from here for support, for us to support you, and also for billing or whatever things you might need support with. So you can simply just get support from the platform easily like that. If there are no questions, thank you so much for watching and attending this meeting and this session. I hope that we did answer the questions that you had and that this presentation did help.